Hello and welcome to another Versus video. I'm Todd Anderson, joined today with
Braun-Duin.
Nice to see you, Brian.
Nice to see you, Todd.
You ready for the Pro Tour this weekend?
I am, yeah.
I'm not going. I didn't make it. Yeah.
Accentuated
frown.
Yeah. Even more of a frown than normal. Yeah.
Today we're going to be playing a little bit of Standard with Dragons of Tarkir. I'm going to be playing a blue splash green devotion deck based around the card Collected Company, so hopefully we can draw that a reasonable amount. It has a lot of counter spells, Silumgar Sorcerer, Thassa, Master of Waves, a lot of your normal mono blue type cards. I feel like this deck could make a comeback with Shore Crasher Elemental being such a heavy devotion count for blue.
Yeah, he has a lot of devotion. He's also a heavy hitter. He is pretty good in combat.
Hey, he can mangle you.
Yeah.
2 for 5. I'm excited to see if this deck can actually keep up with one of the more popular decks in Standard right now, which is Abzan Aggro. And tell us about your deck, Brian.
All right, I'm playing Jason Coleman's Abzan Aggro deck that he played to the top 8 of the SCG Invitational.
No, it was top 4.
Top 4, you're right. He actually defeated both Todd and I in that tournament.
He beat me twice. He beat me in Legacy, too. He was playing lands.
Ooh, ouch.
I just can't beat that deck ever.
Yes. All right, well, I guess he had Todd's number, but he also got me too. So here we're going to see if I can get some revenge. We'll see if I can keep winning with this deck and not losing with it. It's basically just a Abzan aggro deck similar to what was being played before Fate Reforged, and not really the Andy Boswell style version, but the old school 5-drop version with Bile Blights and Thoughtseize. So.
Cool. What are the new cards in your deck?
Basically, it's mostly just Dromoka's Command, which is a giant upgrade for the deck, but there's also some duress action in the sideboard. So.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and get to the video and see who comes out on top.
I don't know. Maybe? All right, we're here for game 1. I'm on the play, and this hand is solid but a little clunky, but I still think it's definitely like a hand you want to keep.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. We're on the draw, though, so we can hopefully draw into some land so we can curve out, but I'm liking the way this hand's looking right now.
Go.
All right, Island, your go.
Draw. That's exactly what we did not want to draw.
Yes!
I'm going to fetch and cast a Fleeceman Lion.
Well, that's a tilt.
19.
All right. Well, hopefully Brian doesn't have the old turn 2 Lion, turn 3 Anafenza, woe is me like. We'll just cast a Stratus Dancer. I'm at 19 also.
All right.
And here we go.
Draw. Oh, that was a reasonable draw, actually. Probably one of our best draws, actually. So we're at 16. I'm going to cast this, and I'm going to play a Temple. And, yeah, we'll keep that on top. You're up.
Well, we didn't draw a land. So this game's going to be a slaughter. I think that's kind of just how a lot of these will go, though. I'll just play this because it's the only thing I got. 15, 17, here go.
Alright. I will go to combat and attack.
I will take it.
I will pump my Death Dealer.
Alright, so I take 7. I'm at 8 already.
All Thoughtseize you.
Alright, bunch of stuff I can't cast in an nullify. I think if I was on the draw this game, I might have been okay. Or at least had more time because I would have been able to counter your Lion. But being on the draw, fell too far behind too quickly.
This is a tough decision here. I think that I'm required to take Master of Waves because I could see us losing to that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and scry. Yeah, we'll keep that one. That's a good one. You're up.
Alright, well we still didn't draw a land. Go, I guess.
Alright. I will. Let's put a +1/+1 and fight Ice Feather even.
Okay.
And attack.
Alright, I'm dead.
Okay.
Can't do anything. Alright, I'm on the play here for game 2, and this hand looks like it's pretty solid on the play again. Hopefully we draw a land this game. Hopefully. But probably not.
This hand's a little loose, but whatever. We're gonna run it.
You're up.
Alright. Go.
See how bad we get destroyed with our Frosty McWalker. Here you go.
He's a frosty Mick.
Ice cold, Tice.
We'll play a Fleeceman Lion. Your turn.
Alright. Attack for 4.
I will take it. 16.
Alright. I'll say go.
Alright. I'll attack.
I will take it.
I'm going to put a +1/+1 on both of these creatures.
I knew that was going to happen. Man. Alright, sure. Alright, I'll take 4. I'm at 16.
Go ahead.
I'm going to take a damage and play a sorcerer and no exploit, so I'm at 15.
Okay.
Attack for 2. 14,
I'm at 14.
15.
Yep.
Here you go.
Draw. I'll go ahead and attack.
I will take it.
So you're at 11?
Yep.
Thought sees you.
I'll play collect company response, going to 10.
Okay.
I get top 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll play a Thassa and a Shore Crusher Elemental.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's the rest go on the bottom. Thoughtseize, Dissolve, Trash Dancer, Ice Feather even.
I'll take. I'm gonna take Dissolve.
Okay, you go to 12.
I'll play a Death Dealer.
Yep.
And say go.
Alright, upkeep. Scry. I think land is good here. I'll keep it. So, what's the most I can do? I can make both these unblockable. That's 10, 11, 12. Okay, yeah. Oh, and I can only do it for 11. Okay. Well, I don't see us really dying next turn. Maybe we can hold this back. Since if he plays a removal spell on it, we can blink it. We can also just morph our Stratus Dancer and then flip it up to counter something, like use it as a negate. I think that's fine. I'll attack with these guys. Maybe I want to leave this back. This is hard. I will 7. So if I hit you for 7, and you play a Rhino next turn, you go up to 10. I can kill you through that, I think. But I'm trying to figure out if I die, if I morph Stratus Dancer and attack with this. Alright, I guess so. 4, 5, 6. So you can threaten lethal by just attacking, so I have to block with my Stratus Dancer. So, this is hard.
Well, I'm at 12, right?
Yeah.
So if you attack with everything,
Oh yeah, you have to.
I have to block.
All right,
Yeah.
that's fair. All right, I'll attack with everything.
All right, I guess I'll block your Thassa.
Okay. Yeah, just take this mini.
So go 7.
All right, I will morph this and play this.
Okay.
Here you go.
Draw. I'm at 7. Well, since I know that's an Ice Feather Raven, I'm just dead.
Okay. It was a nice Feather Raven.
Oh, wow. Hey.
All right, so on my side, we are moving into our mildly transformational sideboard where we're just a little bit slower. We have some card draw, some more removal, and more counter spells. Pearl-like Ancient might not be that useful in this matchup, but since we are siding out Master Waves to dodge things like Drown in Sorrow, yada yada, I think that it's important to actually have a way to kill our opponent. So we're going to bring that in, even though I'm not sure if it's actually good. And then we're cutting Frostwalker since it has such incidental splash damage against things like Abzan Charm, Dromoka's Charm, and you know, it doesn't even attack through a Rakshasha Death Dealer, so it's a little awkward. This is more for the slower, like Abzan decks that play like Courser Crewfix and things like that.
Yep.
Or the Sultai control decks, I guess. Thassa's, same reason for the Dromoka's Charm, plus I don't think I'm going to be able to turn on the Devotion very easily after game 1. The way Brian's sideboarding, though, he doesn't bring in the Drown in Sorrow, so when I'm on the play, I may just completely transform back to the much more aggressive version, bring back in the Thassa Master Waves, cut like the Pearl-like Ancient, the Dragon Lord's Prerogatives. So we're going to try it like this first and then see how I like it, since we're just experimenting.
Yeah, so he is siding into a control plan, so siding out my Thoughtseizes is probably bad against that. However, in general, I'm not sure that this is the kind of card I really want against Mono Blue, because I just want to get on the board as fast as possible and kill as many of his creatures as possible. And I'm not bringing the Drown in Sorrows because they also kind of kill my own Death Dealers and things, and I just want to, especially on the play, just be as aggressive as possible and just try to kill him before it matters and use some of these removal spells to clear out things like Master of Waves.
Sure.
All right, we are here for game 3. I'm on the play, and I have mulligan to 6, and the 6 is a little loose, but it's not something I'm sending back. So.
Yep, we're on the draw here, but hopefully our hand is able to help us catch up, and we have a couple ways to smooth out our draw. So.
Go ahead.
All right, well, we got a couple 2-drops now. This card seems reasonable. I'm not sure how it fits with our hand, though. I think we actually just need to bottom it and try to hit more land drops, so I'll put it on bottom.
Okay.
Or hidden in Case and Ice. That would be sweet, too.
Go ahead.
All right, Hilm not having a 2-drop is awesome. I think we just want to try to get on the board. We're going to go ahead and just play a Stratus Dancer and pass.
Sure. Go.
The old Abzan control deck?
Yep.
Battles.
All right, I'm at 18.
All right. Well, we did not draw an untapped land, unfortunately. So, again, I think we just want to hit our land drops with this hand. And we'll play Nice Feather Haven, taking a point, going to 19. Yeah, sure, go.
Here I think I'm locked into killing that thing, so I'll downfall your Ice Feather Raven.
Icy down.
And hopefully we draw something sweet. Draw. Go.
Land. Tilt. Attack.
Alright, I'm at 16.
Well, the fact that his land can't play tapped is innocuous. I guess we just want to hold up this thingy. I'll just say go. Maybe we'll hit our next land drop. Then we'll be able to do lots of cool stuff.
Alright, well our draws have been extremely atrocious, but I'm going to cast a Tazagar.
Alrighty, I will Slumgar Sorcerer and sacrifice this. And the reason I'm sacrificing this is because I have another one in my hand, and I would much rather not get File Blighted from it, so. Tick.
14.
It's really weird. Like, I kind of want to morph it so I can negate something in the future, but I also just want to make an Air Force, so I'm just going to play it in the air. Say go. You're at 14?
Yep. Okay. Draw.
This card is perhaps a bit ambitious.
Alright, well, I'm going to start with things off with a Scry land and see what we have on top of our deck. I think I'm going to keep that on top. And I am now just going to play this and I'm just immediately gonna put a counter on and fight this.
Sure.
Say
I think
go.
that's a reasonable play. We'll play this. Back for 2 flying and pass the turn. 4 mana is where this deck really starts hitting home, since you just have access to so many cool things.
Attack.
No blocks.
I will. Let's see. I'll pump once.
Okay, I'll take 5. I'm at 14.
Cast Rakshasa Death Dealer.
Alright, in response to that, I'm going to collect a company because I may want to counter it if I hit a Salamgar Sorcerer. So, top 6. Ooh, that stinks. We only hit 1 guy. That's kind of the danger of boarding out our Frostwalkers, though, is that we can miss sometimes. But I'll do this and I'll trigger Exploit.
Okay, that's fine.
Alright, I'll counter it.
Now, one thing to note is that I can use a removal spell to kill this guy, and then even if he sacrifices his Stratus Dancer to it, since that creature's no longer in play, the Exploit doesn't do anything.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did not.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Go ahead.
Well, I would not have sacrificed Stratus Dancer had he killed my Slum. Well, I might have, and then just gotten destroyed. But all right.
Something that I'm sure that people are going to.
We will play Icefall Regent, targeting that,
okay.
And attack for 2 flying. So 10 to 14.
Yep.
And now he has to spend a bunch of mana to kill my Icefall Regent, but he has a bunch of mana. So
I'd have to actually draw a removal spell first. Go.
all right. Well, he's at 10, so we can attack him for. We'll attack for 6, and then we'll morph a negate guy and pass the turn.
I'm probably dead then. Draw. Yep, I'm dead.
All right. So we're going to make a few changes here. The old 7-drop and 6-drop cards don't feel like I'll ever have enough time to cast them. So we're just going to board those out and use our Collected Company as our main form card advantage. We're going to board back in the Thassa's. I feel like Brian is pressured early on to use his Dromoka's commands to fight and put a counter on his guys. So we're going to hope that he just doesn't draw one once I have an active Thassa. This also gives us a few more things to hit off of our Collected Company because we don't really want to miss on that. So.
All right, I'm on 6 again, and this is not a good 6, but again, I think it's better than shipping it back for 5, so I'm going to keep.
Yep, my end is a little slow on the draw, but I think it's good, and since Brian Mulligan is definitely a keep, so.
Go.
All right, go.
And that was about the worst possible card we could have drawn.
All right, so you go to 18.
Yep. Go.
Death Dealer could be particularly troublesome, but we're just going to go ahead and Ice Feather even, taking 1 down to 19, and here we go. It's kind of weird. Ice Feather even in this matchup just, I don't know if I will ever morph it unless we're both in just Sears top deck mode, and I just randomly have access to 6 mana. Good. But, I don't know. Like, I feel like it would be good to morph it at this point, but it just costs too much mana overall. I really need to get onto the board, I think. No blocks.
All right, 17.
17 to 18.
This feels terrible, but I'm actually just going to take 4 damage and draw 2 cards.
All right.
And I'm doing it now so that he can't counter it, because I am required to draw. Like, I have to draw lands to even have a chance this game.
Attack for 2 down to 12.
Yep.
17, 12.
Yep.
Here we go. Now we're in a good spot.
Draw. Oh, we're not drawing particularly well. We're still in the game, so.
Game!
I guess. I will attack.
No blocks.
All right, just take 2.
15 to 12.
Go.
All right, we are content playing this game since we have access to a lot of mana. Attack.
I am going to attempt a Hero's Downfall.
Yeah. So you take 2. We don't mind it if he's just going to do that. We'll gain a life up to 16 and say go.
All right. Draw. Alright, I'll play this and I'll attack.
Okay.
Just 2.
Alright, 14.
Go.
I feel like this deck really wants something like Voyages in. The more I play with it. Just a instant speed bounce spell. Might be worse than the 5 mana one, but I'll say go. Actually, no, that's stupid. You only have 4 mana untap. So if Brian actually can't kill this guy until he untaps, and that'll just take his entire turn. So much rather just do that now.
All right.
Well, I guess he could Bile Blight and pay 2. That's probably stupid.
I'm gonna fetch down to 9.
Okay.
And
am I getting Bile Blighted?
you're not getting Bile Blighted.
Well, that's great.
But
Getting Dromoka Charm.
nah. I am going to take another 1 down to 8. And I'm gonna Murderous Cut, paying 2 and exiling 3 cards.
Alright.
And
Should have known better.
untap, draw, attack for just 2.
12 to 8.
And we'll get this Wingmate Rock out there.
Okay. Take 0.
And you're up.
Now grab good bird.
Yeah.
We got these new penguins. Alright, go. Left myself vulnerable for a turn.
Alright, draw. It's a good one. Alright, well, I'm just going to attack with everything, even though I know that his deck is capable of... Because I would never play around Aether Spouts here, nor generally
trigger
speaking.
on the stack will Aether Spout so you don't gain any life.
Alright, I am going to put them both back on top.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast a Whisperwood Elemental and manifest this card. You're up.
Alright. Do I see what order that you...
I don't think you do, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
Should have some manifest tokens in there somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
They should be under the... Yeah. There's one.
Alright, untap. Draw. So you're at 8.
I am at 8.
Went a bad way, Tommy. Let's play this guy.
Okay.
I'll pass turn.
Alright, so he can...
He can blink, comes back face down. He can pump up and down, and he can morph, or mega morph. Power Rangers.
Alright, well... Guess I'll attack with both of them, I guess. Actually, just the Whisperwood.
We'll take 4. Go to 8.
So it's 8 apiece. I feel like my next spell is going to get countered.
What makes you say that?
I don't know. Just a hunch, I guess. But I'm going to just jam the Siege Rhino anyway.
Alright, we're going to dissolve and basically try to hit Collect a Company, I think, and pray bottom.
Alright, and I will manifest in a turn, and this is what I'm manifesting.
Okay. I will attack.
I'll block with both.
Make him a 4-2.
Sure.
Or, I guess I'll tap this. Alright, pass priority.
I'll pass priority as well.
Alright.
Alright, well you get to kill two Death Dealers.
Alright.
I just don't feel comfortable taking a lot of damage, especially when I feel ahead on board right now.
Yeah, we'll just play that there and say go and hope that I can eventually race it.
Alright, he has been encased in ice. I'm gonna go ahead and scry with this and keep it on top. And I'm just gonna attempt to proceed my end step.
That's fine. I'll play this and I'll exploit.
Sure.
Untap. Draw. Attack, put you to 6.
Yep.
Morph, go up to 9. And here we go.
I will unmorph.
Uh-oh.
Death Dealer.
A third one?
Yep.
USOB. Alright.
Draw. Attack.
I will not block. Oh wait, I'm at 9, so 2, 4, 6, 8. Alright, no blocks.
I'll pump once.
You need to pay a black. There's no Urborg.
No. Okay, that's fine. I'll pump once.
Okay, I'll take 4, I'm at 5.
I will cast a Wingmate Rock.
I will dissolve it.
Sure.
Scry. Huh. This card could potentially lock him out of the game unless his top card, I guess. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'll just keep it, I guess.
I'll scry and bottom that.
Alright.
Your turn.
Untap. So we have to hold back our Slumgar Sorcerer, but we get to Megamorph this and hit you for 3.
I'm at 3.
And say go. Oh, you forgot to manifest last turn.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I did. Thanks.
Changes things a little.
Yeah, it does.
Basically need him to not have 2 removal spells. Or this not be the 4th Death Dealer.
Alright, we'll attack.
I'll block.
Will regenerate.
Okay. Take 2. Go to 3.
I will manifest in a turn.
Yep.
In your upkeep, I'm going to try to exile that.
Right, I'll dissolve it.
Yep, that's game.
Cool.
Alright, this hand is really awkward again, and I have a feeling it's not going to pan out, but I'm not going to mulligan it, so.
Alright, I'm on 7. My hand's pretty decent, so.
Go.
Alright, I'll go to 21. Sure, go.
My kingdom for a Sandstep Citadel ever. So, let's put that.
Pretty sure he had one last game. Maybe not. Maybe it was game before. Alright, 18 to 21.
I don't think I've led with one yet, but
That's fair. Alright. I will play a Stress Dancer.
sure. Yeah, like all my opening hands are Windswept Heath Caves of Coilus, and I just deal myself like 15 damage.
You can cast all your spells. That's fine.
Attack.
Alright, 19.
Alright, I will play this.
Oh, no! Oh, man, this is bad.
17.
My
Go.
deck cannot beat this interaction. Oh, no. This is why we need 2 mana counter spells. Just gonna get smacked in the face for a million.
15.
Alright, play this. Hopefully don't die.
I got some bad news.
Yeah. Well, I guess now it's like either spouts or bust.
I will. Let's see. We'll attack. Put a counter on this. Dramokas to put another counter and fight.
Alright, take 8.
It is exiled if
11.
if that's relevant. You're up.
Not sure if it is, but could be. Actually, do I have to chump block next turn if you draw a black source? Say 4, 8, 9. Yeah, holy moly. Alright. Morph and. I'm just gonna hold back just in case he draws and plays an untapped black source. Oh, I guess no, you have the planes anyway, so you would need a. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you for 2. It's like I already
13.
lose. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
That's okay. Draw. Attack. Put a counter on this.
All right. So 4, 9. Oh, I just can't count. I'm gonna hold this back.
That's
I
fine.
just can't count. You're at 15.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I will block.
The Death Dealer, I assume? Okay, take 4.
What's that?
I will say go.
I will attack.
I'll go to 13.
Go.
End of turn, I'm going to take 3 damage to draw 2 cards.
So you go 10?
Yep.
Okay. I'll see if Brian wants to play around little ether spouts or not.
Play this. And we'll attack.
Alright, so I'm at 7, so this is lethal, so I just gotta do this. Bounce that. Now I get destroyed by a wingmate rock.
Alright, that's, let's see. That ability just happens even if that thing dies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before damage, I'm going to cast Dromoka's Command. Put a counter on this and fight that.
Alright, I go to 2.
And those creatures are all exiled. I don't know if that's...
Yep.
Alright, I think I have a second Plains in this deck, so...
Yeah, you do. You have 2 forest planes.
Alright, I'm going to fetch down to 9. Cast a Fleecemane Lion.
Moment of truth, ether spouts. Moment of truth. Got all these dissolves. I don't think that's going to do it, though. I guess I could play double Silumgar Sorcerer and Chump Block, but I assume you said you had a removal spell, so we'll just be dead.
Yeah, I have Dromoka's.
Yeah, dead. Alright, so even though I only drew it, or I was only able to cast it twice, Collected Company felt pretty solid.
Yeah.
Even the game where I only hit the Silumgar Sorcerer, I was still able to use it as effectively like a 4-mana counterspell for your creature, so that wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But, you know, if it hit one other creature, like a Shorecrasher Elemental, or even, you know, just a 2/2 flyer, or 2/1 flyer, I think it would have been pretty sweet. I think the curve on this deck needs to be lowered significantly. The Icefall Regents felt too slow, too clunky. I would really like to try out some sort of bounce spell, just to turn on the counter spells in my deck, you know, because when you lead off with like 2-drop into 3-drop, or, you know, Fleecemane into another Fleecemane or something, it's really hard for this deck to catch up. Maybe a 4th Encased Ice could help with that, just to have it for your early guys. It's not great on Whispered Elemental, but it actually helped me win the game where you drew the Whispered Elemental.
Yep.
The rest of the deck, I would like to test out more with Master Waves to see if it's actually still good. And I know that it's pretty tough for it to be good against a deck with so much removal, like an Abzan Shell, or even like a Sultai Shell. But against, like, you know, all the red-white based decks and things like that, basically they just have some Chain of the Rocks, and that's the only way to kill it.
Yeah.
So I would like to try it out, this deck a little more, but it's a rough beginning, but I think it at least looked promising. I mean, I still went 3-2 against Jason Coleman's Abzan aggro deck that beat me in the top 8 of the Invitational.
Got a little bit of revenge there, yeah.
Yeah, but how did you like Jason's deck?
I mean, I think that this version of Abzan aggro is just better than the other versions right now. Like, I think that the Ward and the First Tree versions just aren't very well positioned, and that, like, if you're going to be playing Abzan aggro, you want to be playing Thoughtseizes and Bioblights, and a list more like this.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, the one complaint I have is if you're going to play Wingmate Rock and Whisperwood and stuff in your Abzan aggro deck, I think you just have to play 26 lands. Like, I don't think you can play less than that.
Well, you
like,
you yourself have played a ton of Abzan aggro.
Yeah.
I mean, right before Favor Forge came out, you actually beat me in the finals of PTQ.
That's true.
Where you had played that deck in a ton of PTQs leading up to it, and just
Yep.
like, events like that, and you were doing really well with it. Do you think like cards like Dromoka's Command and things like that are going to continue to be mainstays in this deck?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Like, I think that Dramoka's command is like phenomenal in this deck, and is the reason why, like, Abzan Aggro is, in my opinion, the best deck in the format prior to Fate Reforged. Like you said, like I played it in Players Championship. I played it in 3 PTQs where I got 2nd, 9th, and 1st. Finally, after the old 2nd and 9th there. But and then it just felt like that it was the best deck in the format. But then Fate Reforged came out, and it got a lot worse by not getting better.
Yeah, I feel like Fate Reforged gave a lot of other decks significantly better tools to interact with the opponents, and that wasn't something, like, you basically got nothing out of the new set, or out of Fate Reforged. But now, with getting Dramoka's command out of Dragons of Tarkir, I think it could definitely just, like, come right on back.
Yeah, like, it looked like, according to some of the articles that I read, it seemed like Abzan Aggro was actually the best performing deck at the Invitational.
Oh, that's cool.
In terms of, like, percentage-wise. So, I think that Dramoka's command is just giant for the deck. Just having another piece of 2-mana interaction is just extremely relevant, and being able to handle enchantments, which are oftentimes the bane, like sometimes a Whip of Erebos or things like that. Mastery of the Unseen can just give us deck fits, and being able to deal with those is like really important.
Cool. What did you think of the blue deck?
I thought it was really sweet. It was really hard to play against when you're just sitting on 3 mana, and it could just be anything, or you play a Morph with 2 mana open. It's really hard for me to play into whatever that could be. It could be a Stratus Dancer or an Ice Feather Aven, and it's hard to know what to play around.
It could also be a Monastery Flock.
It could be.
I thought about playing like one of those just to mess with you, just so you just never know what the morph is. Like, what if I Bomb Blight it? It's a Monastery Flock now. But I don't think Monastery Flock's gonna be making the cut. I think there's potential, and I'm a little disappointed in myself that I built it so clumsily with the first go at it. My gut told me when I was originally building it that I wanted a 2-mana counterspell to interact with my opponent on 2, so that when I get to untap on 3, I can either Dissolve or Silumgar Sorcerer, and then on 4, I just have everything at my disposal. I can play Collect a Company, a counterspell. Sometimes I can play 2 counterspells if I have a bunch of them. But I'm not sure if I should be playing Silumgar Scorn, the Force Spike Reveal Dragon one, or if I should just be playing Nullify, or just Disdainful Stroke or Negate or something. But the problem is I want to make sure I can deal with whatever my opponent plays on turn 2 if I'm on the play. Yeah,
I think Nullify is probably best. How does Profaner of the Dead work? Is that based on toughness?
Yes, I believe so.
It's too bad you can't sacrifice a Frostwalker and bounce their entire board.
Yeah, let me double check. Yeah, toughness less than the exploited creature's toughness. So, Profaner is...
I could see that as being, like, you said you were looking for a card to bounce their creature so you could counter them again. I could see that being the card to do that.
So it is sorcery speed, and you don't get to play it off Collect a Company, so...
That is true.
I actually think... I can't ever remember the 1-drop's name. Sidisi's something.
Yeah.
It's the 1-mana 0/4 that you can exploit bounce a guy. I can't remember the name right off the top of my head, but I think that like a version with that in it would probably just be a lot smoother, because I can either play it early to like block Fleecemane Lion, it can just like brick wall like just early guys for my opponent, or on like turn 5 or 6 I can just use it as a Vapor Snare, bounce their whatever, and then I just have like a counterspell or Collect a Company in hand, and if they play into my counterspell, great. If they don't, I get to Collect a Company. And that's like a pretty awesome like turn 5 play.
Yep.
But as it stands, I want a little more to do with the creatures in my deck. I feel like Silumgar Sorcerer is unbelievably good, but I don't know how to abuse it yet. So hopefully we can figure out a way to do that. But
yeah, I think that there's definitely like potential there. Like I agree with cutting the expensive cards, and it feels like you want some removal.
I think Ether Spells could just be main deckable.
Maybe.
Like, yeah. how do they on turn 5? Like, how do they play around Ether Spouts and Collect a Company? Like I just don't think it's possible, because like if you don't attack, that's great for me, and if you do attack, I get to wipe your whole board off, and then and if like you just like play a thing, I can cast Collect a Company and untap and maybe kill you with Thassa, or just play gigantic Master Waves.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Like, I don't know. I'm really excited about this deck. I'm going to keep trying out new versions. We're going to be testing over the next couple of weeks or whatever. But as for me and Brian, that's going to be all for us today. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure you check out more versus videos later in the week. Wednesday is BBD and Brad, and Friday is me versus Brad, and let's see, articles, some other stuff. Pro Tour this weekend. Make sure you tune into that because Brian and Brad will be there battling, and I will be at States. Didn't make it to this one yet. My silver ran out. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. For Braun-Duin, I'm Todd Anderson. Thanks for watching.
See ya.